Hey everybody, welcome back to Sun and Eos Gaming.
Welcome back to all this.
We're doing some more VLR. Hopefully gonna unlock some stuff in this episode. We learned about the cryo sleep and the cold sleep functions on the pods in the treatment center last episode. We're looking at a girl who exclusively shops at Claire's. I think I said that last recording session. There's a couple of things I've got to do when we get back. Why is she so nervous?
Back to floor A. Let's move.
I turned and headed for the exit. I mean, we can do what she wants. If she wants to betray, we can do that first. I turned and headed. After a few moments, I heard Clover's footsteps following behind me. I love this game.
Yeah.
This is one of the best visual novels I played. I'm not sure what my favorite is. I have to think about that.
There's some really great.
As far as like puzzle games, I really like point and clicks. Myst.
Myst is very good.
Myst,
yeah.
Riven, Mystic, the third one, whatever that was called. The fifth Myst game was pretty good too.
Mhm.
I love that series.
That was fun. I really enjoyed playing that with you.
Yeah. I also like Doki Literature Club a lot, but there's no puzzles in that really, except for like getting the poems right and stuff.
Clover. Oh, thank goodness you're back. Yep.
Are we the last ones?
Yes.
Of course.
Hey, where's Quark?
Oh shit. I forgot to tell you, he fell into the crack in the elevator and fell all the way down the shaft. Temioji's expression was furious, and from the way he was stomping toward me, I felt like I only had a few seconds before I was on the ground with his hands on my neck. I explained what happened with Quark and the pods as quickly as I could.
So are these pod things really safe?
Yeah,
Probably.
they could freeze him into a shatterable popsicle too. No, they're definitely safe. Dio didn't die in one at the start of our series. He's fine.
Are they safe or aren't they? Look,
Well, it depends,
just
okay?
worried about him, all right? Can you take me to this treatment center, Clover? Don't worry. We've still got 20 minutes left. Plenty of time to go have a look and come back.
Okay. Come on then.
We're gonna be leaving anyway. As soon as she finished, she was off. Temioji followed at her heels, and in the blink of an eye, they were gone, out the magenta door, their feet slapping on the ground. I like this track. Alright, you guys got some splaining to do.
What a
I beg
weird.
your pardon.
You opened the AB gates before Clover and I got back, didn't you? I want to know why the fuck you go and do something like that.
Sigma, take a look.
Only one door's open.
As she spoke, Phi gestured toward the line of AB rooms. Only one was open.
It's not like we opened them all up.
So you're saying only one person or one pair jumped the gun?
Yes.
Well then, who was it?
I opened it.
Yep. This is the last time we're gonna see him do this.
I think so, yeah.
So it was you. Figured as much.
It's not really a big deal, okay? I mean, you came right back.
Yeah, Dio, it is a big deal, okay?
Why? If you hadn't made it back by the deadline, you'd have just defaulted to ally.
Okay.
Not just. Are you telling me you didn't know? Didn't you find one of these notes?
What?
There was no such thing in the pressure exchange chamber.
I didn't see one in the pantry either.
Oh. Well, whatever. You should really probably read it, though.
Here are some more AV game rules.
I love when the different characters read it.
Not voting
Yeah.
is not a option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized.
This voice actress is like pretty reluctant, it sounds like.
Yeah, Dio's is the same.
One person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
You get it now? If we hadn't gotten back in time, Clover, Quark, and I could have died. And you just...
Alright, I get it. Sorry. Cut me some slack though, man. I didn't know.
So you wouldn't have opened the gate if you did.
Of course I wouldn't have. What the hell, bro?
He talks like me.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yes, he does.
The music suddenly stopped.
It did.
Oh,
You
it's
said
very
the room
spooky.
you went into was a treatment center, right?
Creepy.
Spooky.
It is a little spooky, yeah.
Yeah.
If they treat people there, I'd think they'd have shelves of medicine and stuff. Did you find any Accelavir?
No. It's not really that kind of place. It just had those pods and that was it. Besides, if we'd found anything to cure Radical 6, we wouldn't have put Quark in the pod.
I see. Can the pod cure Radical 6?
No, unfortunately.
How do you know that?
It said so. Something about it can provide relief from the symptoms, but it can't actually cure the disease. That's better than nothing, though. There's one more thing about the pods I should tell you. They're a ripoff from Star Trek. As quick as I could, I explained what the records had said about the pod's occupants and their cold sleep. Khan was in one of them! No!
Cold sleep?
Are you suggesting that 3 of us were, until recently, cryogenically frozen?
Yes. If you can trust what we read, yeah.
Which of us are the pod people then?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely you, though. It didn't say who they were, even if when they were frozen.
So this cold sleep, that means they basically froze the body solid, right? Not like how a bear or something hibernates where it just slows way down.
Yeah, I think so.
So what would happen to the heart?
What?
Wouldn't it stop when you were put into a cold sleep?
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
Oh, I see. Oh. So if we go into cold sleep, our bracelets would come off.
Then we can just defrost ourselves right away.
You said there were 3 pods, right?
We'd only need to do it 3 times for the 9 of us.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I imagine that will work for you, but perhaps not so much for me.
The armor. She's got a good point. That's kind of an interesting concept that they froze each other.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. I'm sure we'll figure something out. We should go have a look at any rate. We'll be able to come up with a plan once we know more.
Of course.
Do all the doors unlock, like even the ones they don't do the puzzles in after
What?
they play an AB round? So
Oh.
can't they technically go and solve all the puzzles?
Oh,
in this
no,
whole
no, no.
place?
It doesn't work like that.
Oh, they don't open.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They all,
Okay.
all unlock after the 9 doors open and the game ends.
Oh, then they can go and like solve the puzzles and get the safe things. So technically, when the game, like whenever we get a game over and someone escapes, if it's not K, like we can go into they presumably can go into the safes and get his key and unlock his face and see who he was the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean the cold sleep function doesn't work?
I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Luna. Zero Senior must have just locked it down.
But when Clover and I were here, it worked.
Yeah, I remember checking it.
Then that bastard set this up. Oh, that's low.
It is not pleasant, but consider this. We have seen how thorough Zero is. Would he really have left such an obvious loophole?
Oh, they were all
Maybe I
excited.
shouldn't have said anything. If Zero Jr. heard me, he could have shut it off.
Whatever the case, it is an unfortunate outcome.
Unfortunate? Really? You sure? Aren't you just a little bit relieved? After all, we were gonna get our bracelets off while you were stuck with yours.
How could you say that? I would never be so petty as...
Before Kay could finish, the announcer's voice echoed through the facility.
10 minutes remain until all play. If no...
Time's running out. We should get back, guys.
I'm staying here. I can't leave Quark.
Are you nuts, old man? You're a solo. Luna and Phi could kill you.
Yeah, I know. I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you don't vote, you'll default to ally. All they have to do is pick Betray.
We won't. You staying here won't change our vote.
Right. We always intended to choose ally. Tenmyoji staying here is just another reason for us to stick to that plan.
Luna has the same number of BP as you, Tenmyoji. Normally, the safe plan would be to choose Betray. Since you will be unable to betray them, then Phi and Luna can choose to ally without worrying about their own points.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I trust Vi and Luna. I'm sure they'll choose ally.
Sounds good. Alright then, Tenmyoji, you take care of Quark.
You think I need you to tell me that? I won't take my eyes off him for a minute.
Come on. We don't have much time left. We need to go.
The question is, did Zero shut off the cryo thing as soon as Luna, or as soon as Phi mentioned the loophole?
That's
Or-
the suspicion that they were just talking
Or
about.
did he shut it off in advance?
It's a good chance that it was just permanently disabled.
Yeah, I think so. Back at the Flore warehouse, we opened the A-B rooms.
Four minutes remain.
Alright, Clover. We should probably head into...
Okay.
So,
We're up against Quark, and Quark is unconscious.
well, let's betray him.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious to see what happens.
Okay.
Do you remember what I said back in the other warehouse?
Yeah, you told me we should betray Quark since we might not get another chance like this.
Oh.
Yeah. Can I, take that back? I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenmyoji. I think we should choose ally.
That's more than just a little bit. That's like someone trading a Shih Tzu for
A Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd.
I realized what the word was, but my brain just didn't want to make my mouth say Shih Tzu. What? I don't know what the hell just happened. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you? Did he do
I
the
can't tell you.
promise thing that he did with
Just
us?
can't.
Or maybe I'm thinking
You'd
of someone
laugh
else.
if I did anyway.
I won't laugh.
Really?
Promise.
Well, I still can't tell you.
Come on.
I promised. I told Tenmyoji I wouldn't tell anybody.
Alright, whatever. Alright, what do you want to do here then? You
That's
wanna
your
just hit
pick.
ally?
It's your pick.
I guess, well, now it sounds like there's something else going on, so maybe we should ally.
Okay.
I won't ask about it again, but Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark.
No, he does matter. Quark is really important to Tenmyoji. If we betray Quark, we're betraying Tenmyoji. Come on, don't you remember? When we were going into the red, blue, and green doors, Tenmyoji said something.
I didn't say there wasn't anyone I trusted. There's one person, Clover. I just know that you'll keep him safe.
I can't betray somebody who'd say that about me.
You seem pretty ready to betray him back on floor B.
That's
Jesus.
because I didn't know who he was.
Oh, so she knows who he is, like his whole identity. She knows the Junpei thing.
Well, let's see. Seems like it, though.
So you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is?
Well, if what he told me was true, yeah.
Okay, well then let's ally.
Remains.
Just do what she wants.
Please, choose ally.
You're not gonna try and vote yourself?
If I try, you'll just throw me off, right? I don't think I'm strong enough to fight you. So,
Alright. With that, I turned to face the voting machine. The question was, what would I do? Ally, betray, or whip my dick out and just start peeing all over the thing? That wasn't even taking into consideration that Quark was just a kid. And he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? I'm definitely gonna do it on one of these timelines. Only a monster. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely I'd get a chance like this again, because Crystalios is going really fast through all this. If I chose Betray, then I'd have 9 BP. I would be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain.
So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally? Oh my god.
Sorry,
just
that's why
fucking hit ally.
2, 1.
Alright, ally it is.
Your vote has been recorded.
Results. Thank you. Ambidex.
Sigma, please put your dick away.
What did you choose, Sigma?
Didn't you see it?
No.
Oh, I keep guessing his lines.
That's why I'm more
What?
forward, because you basically paraphrase.
Well, you'll know in a moment. Why wouldn't he just tell her? Just tell her, dude. Let's go. He's gonna make her wait.
Yeah. I gave her a light pat on the shoulder. Very condescending.
Yeah, seriously.
Beep beep.
There.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
Results from. Please stop.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, nice. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyone with Dio, like, shit just hits the fan.
Yep.
Lots of betraying with Dio.
Points have been assigned. Please check your.
Because he wants to get out.
Yeah.
So you chose ally, huh?
Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only 1 BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally. So there's no way we could betray somebody in that position.
If we had, then he'd...
Yeah, you didn't have much choice. Alice, Kay, and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole.
Or both.
Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
Well, then what was it like? If we'd voted ally,
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. That'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks.
Oh,
including
sure.
yours.
Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, who was clearly bullshitting, just as usual, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. God, I just pulled out my thesaurus through this whole fucking sentence. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the door sliding shut. God, I love my thesaurus.
The Ambidex gates have closed.
I can get you a thesaurus.
Round 3.
I don't need a
of the
thesaurus.
star keys
No.
are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys.
Sweet.
The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Okay.
As many times as we want, huh? Then that
We
means...
can play the AB game as many times as we want.
Cool.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The parent solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, I did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a flipper was flashed in my face. A series of wrists were extended for me to examine.
K is a 6. Red solo. Luna's a 3 a blue pair, cyan pair. This is, I think, Phi. Whatever. If they're gonna repeat
How can you
this,
tell?
I just know what their characters' hairs look
I
like.
see. Luna and Clover are cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. We keep forgetting to look at the bracelet Dio put around my dick, too. So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the Floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I
that
heard
feels
about
pretty
those.
nice. Yeah, I heard about
Alice
those.
told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover.
I started reading her line.
I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Are we able to skip this?
Oh. No, we're not, because these are new groups.
Timmy, OG, and Quark.
I mean,
Pair
I could
with
go through
me.
it faster, so...
Phi and Alice pair up with Dio. Luna and Clover pair up with Kay.
Okay, so we can go with Tenmyoji and Quark. Oh.
Is there only one option?
Yes,
Yeah, there's only
no
one
other
option.
Admittedly, if they weren't, then
Wait, why am I
Sigma would be
forward
stuck
this?
without anybody he could pair up
What?
with.
I just forward through all that text. I guess it's...
It's okay. They're just...
Yeah, they're just talking.
Yeah.
Oh God, I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
Well, you just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait.
That's a great line.
That's totally a me line.
It is, yeah.
Wait, so we have to go with Tenmyoji then?
Tenmyoji and Quark, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose. So we might as well look for that medicine. Excelavir, right?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. What kind of a jerk wouldn't?
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion.
Oh boy.
Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover and Phi myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
Okay. We are done.
I'm just gonna quickly save just for this section. Okay.
Is there a puzzle coming up?
No.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right.
Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. Can we decide where we're gonna go?
No. We already...
Oh, the Peck Room.
Yeah. I wanted to save before getting into this room.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Good call. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
Okay.
How do you know that? Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep my dick from getting out. It did mean, however, that we need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then that newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside?
This was your question that you had when we were in the PEC room.
Yeah.
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but this one can't be fucking opened. God, so
Whatever.
contrarian.
We need to be focusing on finding that Excelivir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Okay.
More time with Clover.
We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my dick out. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with the stuff about the world being infested with some kind of crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute, you mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no. But
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
so what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization called Twitch, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail. I'm gonna make a thumbnail of Clover biting. She looked out at the floor. Then finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Alright.
Promise?
Nope.
I'm happy to read all this.
Clover nodded and began. Okay.
Well, yeah, I listened with rapt attention and at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. Bird, Alice and I are agents of the SOAS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOAS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Well, it all started when I met Alice. Sorry. I told you that I've played the nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. Okay, so she was 20 in 999. We just escaped, and we were. I thought that was the case. Anyway, we just escaped, and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOAS, and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the nunnery game had anything to do with the terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now, on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOAS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother, since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome for one, and he was in both of the last two nunnery games too.
What?
So anyway,
Who's
we've
her
been
brother?
grabbed twice. Do you want to know that?
I don't know. Would it be too spoilery for the viewers?
No, it's just backstory from 999. It's spoiler to 999, but like we have to know this information. If you've played 999. Is she gonna tell us? Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then let's just let her tell us.
Okay. But the people behind the two nunnery games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom though, so after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave, like run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe, and he composed music. He plays the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or
He would cry while he played?
I think the fans were crying.
They would listen to him play and cry.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, but I think it's the fans are crying.
Oh.
It's not. If I were editing this, I would edit for clarity.
They listened who played that, someone just up there playing the harp and crying at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's awkwardly worded. It's if I were the editor, I would have said you need to clarify this because there are two possible subjects and that's not clear. Anyway, or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. They just sound like hardcore fans. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who could do what you do. So we went to the local location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOAS, where they'd taken us after the second nunnery game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first nunnery game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff, and then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first nunnery game was to research that ability, so they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper.
Wait, so Clover was not like 18 in the first game. She was like a young kid.
She was like 9 in the first game. Oh, I guess she would have been 12. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making this up, huh?
Yep.
I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy.
Yep.
I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you, she told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first nonary game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOAs were after. Wasn't that she asked something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He said one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second nonary game. Sorry, he was one of the guys that got abducted. Okay. She called him on her phone right then and there and headed it to us. You guys are the only people who could do this. We don't know where Junpei is. Oh, snap.
Junpei!
He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane.
Akane!
I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. So, we've got all these characters back. And that's the really cool, this is where it gets really cool. Junpei, like Seven, another participant from the second nonary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second nonary game.
Oh.
Oh, I guess you didn't remember that.
No, of course
Spoilers.
not.
Yeah, she was one of the 2 masterminds.
I see.
Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOAs. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was in general knowledge and technical skills an SOS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that help us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready to field our first mission. For our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base, so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility posing as one of their workers and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She's not the only one. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved, Pepto Bismol dripping from the ends of her hair strands.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a lot of fucking questions for you. Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response.
Yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking. Wait. Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
What? Right, whatever. I have some other questions. Moving on, I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They're trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
That can mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Yeah, that's what I was saying before. That doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, DFI, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Purifying the unclean? Oh no, my ball sack is in trouble.
Unclean, unclean, unclean.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing?
Shut up! Just hold on a minute.
You shut up.
This close to remembering.
Up this close.
Clean, clean, een.
It gets dumber.
Next time on Saturday DS Gaming.
I can't save in the peck.
Een.
Yeah, Een.
Een.
Yeah, next time.
Een.